About to leave my neighborhood pretty soon. Got less than a month left until I move to a different part of Bangkok. Really gonna miss this neighborhood. This is where everybody usually starts off at when they move to Bangkok. And as soon as they become more established, they get the hell out of here. I usually like to cross over this bridge to hang out with my friends over here, but this area over here doesn't exactly have a pedestrian walkway, so it's a bit of a challenge. I am definitely not gonna miss this when I move here. Let's see if I can get through. Oh wow, there's my window. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I'm gonna head over and grab some lunch right now, but there's something I wanna talk to you guys about. Something that you guys would get a lot of value from, especially for you guys thinking about moving here to Bangkok. But I didn't eat breakfast at all. I'm hungry as hell, and I had Thai language lessons today. Let's go get some food. So a couple of days ago, when I was just doing my errands, thinking about life and just being my usual introspective self, I think a lot. And you know, sometimes I overthink a lot, and when I overthink a lot, I usually overthink about things such as the current direction of my life, goals, dreams, aspirations, people that I surround myself with, family and friends. And it eventually led to my life here in Thailand, my current course, because you know, currently I'm coming up on my second year living here in Bangkok, Thailand. And you know, just thinking, you know, I'm always constantly thinking to myself or with other friends that I overthink a lot, saying, hey, is me living here in Bangkok, Thailand the right move compared to living back in the States? Should I be living somewhere else? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And I figured I will share with you guys some of my experiences after living here in Bangkok for 2 years. And for a lot of you guys that are interested in moving here to Bangkok or anywhere else in Thailand, I feel like these things would provide a lot of value for you, and these things are something that you need to keep in mind if you decide to leave your home country and make the move over here to Bangkok or anywhere else in Thailand. Now, the first point I'm going to make is that in Bangkok, especially here in Bangkok, you will meet a lot of interesting characters. Now, what I define as interesting is up to your interpretation, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you will meet a lot of interesting characters that you would definitely not meet anywhere else. Interesting characters such as filthy rich billionaires, multimillionaires, degenerates, whether they drink a lot or they're addicted to women, sex, people in all different industries, content creators. You will meet some of the most interesting characters here in Bangkok. So my perfect analogy is that, you know, if you guys play RPGs or role-playing games, so people back home are NPCs, they're non-playable characters. So some of these people, some of these guys, they're not strong at one particular attribute, but they're not also weak on one particular attribute. They're kind of like the jack of all trades. They're kind of what I would call normies, normal people. That's what most people that you would refer to back home as NPCs. You go to work, job, family, kids, live for the weekends. That's about it, you know, stuff like that. You know, just not bad, not interesting, but just good. It's okay. And then when you come over here to Bangkok especially, you will meet a lot of interesting people, like main characters from a RPG. Now, these main characters, what I notice about them is that they are extremely strong in one attribute, but incredibly weak at other attributes, which makes them really stand out. So for example, you can meet someone that is extremely good with women, person's a playboy, etc., but they are terrible when it comes to finances and money. Somebody that's extremely good when it comes to stocks, finances, but they get completely taken advantage of when it comes to the opposite sex, when it comes to dating. So for an example, I used to be pretty good friends with this one guy that does options trading. He's one of the top traders that I've known. He's really involved in options trading, crypto trading. He's really good with finances and when it comes to money. He's really good at reading charts, technical analysis, all that fun stuff. He's really just all around great trader. Very smart guy, very financially capable. However, one of his weak points is that he lacks empathy. And it's not because he's doing it intentionally, but that's just how his personality is. He doesn't have empathy. As a matter of fact, I would categorize him under the lower spectrum of being a sociopath. He's not a complete sociopath, but he is a sociopath. But he's a sociopath from the lowest spectrum you can possibly imagine, because this man generally has zero empathy. Yeah, I would never come across people like that back home, but especially here in Bangkok and Thailand in general, you meet a lot of weird fucking people. And you can take that as a good thing or a bad thing, but personally for me, I find it very interesting. I find it very stimulating. My biggest advice when it comes to coming across these people is that, it's entirely up to you whether you want to associate with these people in your life, but just remember that you can make suggestions, but never try to change people. Just accept them for who they are and what they do and their personality, and it's entirely up to you whether you want to keep them in your life or not. If you do or don't, there are consequences with every action that you do or don't. So plan accordingly when it comes to involving these certain individuals in your life. This is my friend Jeff over here. So these guys are my more Thai American party friends over here. Part of my circle friends, as you can tell. Jeff, Mel, hi guys. So my next point that I make after just introducing you to some of my friends over here is that Bangkok is a lot smaller than you think it is, especially if you run within the expat crowd, the expat circle. Bangkok is a really small place. I think it's roughly around 10 million people here in Bangkok. So the people that you hang out with, these guys, they're a combination of my Thai and Thai American friends. One thing I've noticed is that people know your reputation definitely precedes you here in Bangkok. And just like with any human emotion or just human interaction, people gossip a lot. Word gets around. So if you're going to be living in a place like Bangkok, make the right decisions, make the right choices, because your reputation is actually on the line, whether you make good choices or bad choices. Word gets around pretty quickly, especially for someone like me that has a social media presence. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. Fuck. One of my biggest advices when it comes to people who you hang out with and the people that you roll with is that, if you're more of a private person, if you don't want people knowing your complete business, be very vague about what you tell people, what you do, your errands, who you date, your job, your concerns. If you want to be a private person, be somewhat fairly vague about your information. Hey, I went out with so-and-so. Oh yeah, we just had a good time. If you need a lie to conceal what you're doing, then so be it. But just understand that Bangkok is a very small place. Word travels around. So if that's something that you're kind of worried about, be careful with who you choose as your friends. Be fairly private and give as much information as you're willing to give out. This next one is going to be fairly important, and that's pretty much applicable in all countries that you decide to move in as an expat, but it's definitely much more applicable here in Bangkok especially, and that's money and connections. Pretty simple, right? But it definitely means a lot here. Now, money is something it's really important, whether you want to admit it or not. There's that usual saying that money can't buy you happiness, which is complete bullshit. Money can buy you happiness. Money can solve 96% of your problems. And the people that say money can't buy you happiness is usually from rich people telling poor people that money can't buy you happiness in order for them to stay poor. Money solves a lot of problems, and it's pretty important in our lives. But it's not exactly something we should obsess over, but it does play importance in our lives. So you definitely need money, especially coming here into Bangkok, especially coming here to Thailand. But the next part, after money, connections. Connections can either make or break your experience here in Thailand. It can get you through life so quick and easy, especially here in Thailand, as long as you have the right connections and the right network. I think for my case, I do have a pretty good network, largely because largely because of my social media presence. So it's pretty easy for me to network with people around here when it comes to connections, network. However, if you don't have a social media presence, I would advise you to, if you guys don't have an Instagram, start building an Instagram. Instagram, start posting photos, start building your following. Start using Instagram as a way to meet and connect with people, because when people see your Instagram and they see your photos, it's a way for people to vet you as a person. It's really good for business. It's great for everyday life. So I would advise you to, if you want to build your network, Instagram is a good option. Another good option is that reach out to Facebook groups. There's so many different expat Facebook groups, whatever your hobby may be. Like I mentioned in a previous video, basket weaving. If you want to play football, soccer, whatever your heart desires, definitely take advantage of some of the expat Facebook groups here in Bangkok. So that way you can meet people, you can communicate with people, they can see your profile, that you're not a freaking weirdo or a serial killer. A couple of guys that I helped in the past with consultations, whether it comes to relocation services, I've secured them with good agents for them to help them relocate in good condos, good neighborhoods, places to eat at, friend groups, etc., etc. So if you guys are interested, book a consultation appointment with me. I launched a new website, so you don't have to email me at my old ghetto email address at forrestleeofficial.com. Book a session with me and I'll get you squared away, help you relocate and enjoy your new life here in Bangkok or anywhere else in Thailand. Now, my last final piece of advice that I can give you guys after living here in Thailand for 2 years. I know 2 years isn't a long time. I'm sure there are guys that have lived here for 20 years or 30 years and they're crusty and old as hell, and which is perfectly fine. But Thailand, and especially Bangkok, was different than how it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. This country's always changing, and while it's changing, you constantly have to adapt to its new environment. It's never the same. It will not stay the same for a while. This is an ever-changing city. I don't even consider it a Thai city. This is more like an international city. But anyways, my final piece of advice that I can give you is that, and I feel like this is probably the most crucial one, keep your friend circle small. All right, keep your friend circle small. Especially with the expat crowd or even the local crowd, a lot of people aren't exactly who they claim to be, and that kind of opens you up to a lot of vulnerabilities if you start letting people into your inner circle and just being friends with everyone. So you generally want to be careful who you surround yourself with, whether it's the locals, the expats, or even the tourists or the travelers. People aren't always who they claim to be, so you need to be careful. So if anything, keep your friend circle small, and that will save you a lot of stress, a lot of time, and a lot of heartache. That's all I have to say. It's been a wild ride living in this city, this international city, for the past, we're coming up on 2 years, and it's been very fruitful and it's been very lovely for me. Granted, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs for me, but that's with anything in life. And overall, all the challenges, all your downs, all your traumatic experiences, all your stressful situations, that's what builds you into becoming a better person. So if you were to go through any hardships here, it's perfectly fine. Don't sweat it. Dust yourself up, get up, and just continue on moving. But that's pretty much it. I just want to say that, if you get the opportunity, if you guys are interested, leave your home country. I would advise you guys to just leave your home country and to give Thailand a shot. If it works out, great. If not, no big deal. At least it's a life experience that you can recollect upon once you're older. God, that sounds weird. Once you're older. I feel like I'm fucking getting there. But anyways, I love each and every one of you guys. If you guys are interested in relocation services, consultations, book a session with me at forrestleeofficial.com. Work hard, be happy, stay away from crazy people, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Love you guys.